Welcome to another episode of Locked In. This episode is going to be on how to make your own homemade Cliff/cycling/protein-ish bars. Yeah, let's go with that. Nutrition is something that's very important when you're riding, and especially when you're taking breaks. I personally like to have something to chew on instead of just having goo the entire day. But hey, they can be expensive, and you can make them yourself, and they're really easy, and they don't cost very much. So here's my recipe on how to make your own homemade DIY Cliff-style riding, cycling, wannabe, protein-ish, delicious bars. That's trademarked, by the way. Let's get started. First, these are all the ingredients that you're gonna need, which I'm gonna have listed below. Now, the amount of each ingredient is gonna slightly vary depending on how much you're gonna make. Sunflower oil, vegetable oil, or olive oil works. Brown sugar, honey, peanut butter, your oats, assorted dried fruits and nuts. I use cranberries, shaved coconut, and almonds. And optionally, you can add protein powder into these bars as well. Then you're gonna need a mixing bowl, a pot to make it in, wax paper, non-stick spray, and something to mix it up with. So let's get started. First, what you want to do is take about a quarter to half a cup of oil, depending on how much you plan to make. Then you're going to want to add in about 4 tablespoons worth of honey, and I use 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. Then you want to add in a good healthy tablespoon of peanut butter. And you want to put this in your pot and melt it all down to a nice even consistency. Then what you're going to do is add a little bit of water into that as well, and your protein mix, and mix it all together. This is gonna add the protein into your oats, and this is gonna be the binding agent to bind it all together. Next, take all your ingredients you're gonna add in and mix those into the mix, slowly adding them and stirring at the same time. Once everything's added, you're gonna keep adding oats until you get the desired consistency. The consistency you're looking for is something that's slightly hard to stir. If it's too easy, that means you need to add more oats. Because once you put it in your tray to cook, if it's too loose, it's not gonna stick together and become a nice firm bar that you wanna bite into. It's gonna crumble and fall apart on you. So keep adding oats as desired depending on the amount of binding agent that you added in. And if you're running out of room in your pot, you can pour that into a bowl and mix it up. Then once everything's mixed up, you want to prep your pan, preferably something square and slightly deep. Then what you're going to want to do is line that with wax paper and spray it down with some non-stick spray. Then you're going to want to add in your mixture to the tray and push it all down. The biggest thing you want to take your time here for is to press all the air and little pockets of it out of your mix. So take your spatula or whatever you're using and press down so it's nice and level, so your bars are nice and dense and firm. Then what you're gonna wanna do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Pop that baby in there for about 10 to 15 minutes. What you wanna look for is a nice golden brown top. Then you're gonna pull that out, pop it in the freezer, and let that thing cool down. Once it cools, it'll solidify. There you go, you got some delicious bars that you made yourself that are great for a snack when you're riding or before you exercise, and it only costs you a couple of bucks. Because most of these ingredients, your mom, your girlfriend, somebody should have at home already. So please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Please check out my Facebook page, the links are below, and thanks for watching another episode of Locked In.